craft club, craft club. We're all gonna craft because it's craft club. You will craft and I will craft and we'll all craft because it's craft club at the beach. Hello, I'm at the beach. I'm at the beach and this is craft club where we craft and we gab and we have a good time. And today I am on location at the beach because I was filming. As some of you know, because you follow me, I am making a movie on my iPhone and I am not a perfectionist, but I am trying to get it into a good space. And so I had filmed at the beach already and I got the footage home and I was like, that looks crazy. It looks like a tree is growing out of my ear. And can I just come back and fix that thing? So I decided to come back today to fix the thing because it was another cloudy day, which is when my complexion is the best. I don't know if you can tell on this 4K filming right now, but I was like, let's come back, let's film it, let's do it, let's just try and get it as perfect as I can. I know it's not going to be perfect. I know. I understand that a movie made on my iPhone by myself with absolutely no help is not going to be perfect, but I want to try and get it as close as I can. So I came back and I filmed just one shot because there was a tree growing out my ear. Something only other cinematography people and like film snobs would notice, things that I didn't even notice while I was filming. I don't know if I did any better. I don't know. I can't tell you, but I can tell you I'm at the beach and we're gonna craft at the beach. This is March and our theme, I don't even know. Isn't it crazy? It's already March. This is March and our theme for March is Springity spring, y'all. Springity spring. And so I am actually, you saw my last video where I tried to make a little green hat where I was like, I don't know what this is. Is it a beret? What is it? And because I had no plan. So this month I do have a plan, which is that I'm going to make another hat. But if you saw during Christmas, I made a snowman hat. I'm going to do something very similar. My idea this month, is I want to make a rabbit because springity spring, they jump into spring. And so the hat, so my idea is this, right? It's like a white hat that goes around. And then I want to have like my head be the body of the rabbit. And then I want my forehead to be like the butt. So I want a little pom-pom right here. And then I want the head right here with little ears to be turning around. So really he's like, his butt is out and he's like, hey girl, like that is my goal. Is it gonna look like that? Probably not, because I'm not great at crochet. What are you making? What is your Springity spring themed craft? It can be crochet, it can be whatever you want it to be. I have been crocheting. That's what I've been doing. And I've been making this movie and I am, again, not completely ready to make this video, but I was like, you know what? Take advantage of the different background. Am I even? Isn't that beautiful? That's downtown Vancouver there. That's the ocean there. There's boats. There's a lot of shipping container boats out there bringing Canadians goods. Probably not from America right now because America be crazy. I can't believe it's already March. Are you guys paying your rent? It's rent time. I pay rent to my mother because my mother is my landlord. I have been going through a hard time, as you know. And so I'm lucky that my mother could help me and that she had a place that I could stay, because otherwise I was at a moment in my life. I don't think I've ever said this, but if you look back around this time last year, you will see that I left an apartment in Los Angeles that I had lived in for many years. Not many years, I think like 2 years, 3 years. And I live next to somebody who is having a mental health crisis, a violent mental health crisis. I am very respectful of people who have mental health crises because I myself have depression, anxiety. But when it's violent and it becomes dangerous for other people, that's when it becomes scary. And I was living next to somebody who, by the way, I don't know if, I'm not going to expose people's names, but this person was actually famous and then became canceled because this person was racist towards Asian people. That's who I shared a wall with. And I would wake up in the middle of the night to banging, to fighting in the hall. He was strangling people in the hallway. And when I left the apartment, which was crazy, I looked up the apartment building and I found that other people in the building had complained, and there was actually a news segment, a local news segment in LA about the situation and about my apartment. And I didn't even know, because the whole time I was calling and emailing the front desk, who, by the way, understandably were scared, but never checked in on me. Like, I was dealing with this like violence for about 6 months. 6 months. And they never checked in on me once. They went remote. Because they were so scared of the guy. Listen, I understand, but then you have people paying incredibly high prices, because it was one of those like luxury buildings. Not that I mean, back then I was working, so the thing is, I say luxury buildings and people are like, oh, you can afford luxury. The truth is, in LA, most buildings are labeled luxury just so that they scam you into going in, and they have a gym. A lot of places have gyms though, you know what I'm saying? Well, a lot of non-luxury buildings have gyms. Anyway, so it came to a point where they finally did get him out. They finally got him out. But I was so traumatized and scared, but I was also jobless. And when you're jobless, you can't apply for an apartment building. And so I was lucky, because my mom was like, just come home. And this is where I've been. But now I have this issue, which is kind of a strange issue, because I live in this building here, and the people are, how do I say, like snobs, like rude rich snobs that don't say hi to you. Like, they refuse to say hi to people. And so I'm like I go into the elevator, for instance, and there's someone there, and they won't say, I say hi, and they won't say hi. And in fact, they'll turn and they'll face the wall away so they don't have to say hi. And like, I don't want to become that aggressive person, like, I said hi, so I just have accepted it at this point. But when I first moved in, it was so strange, because I was so angry that people were so rude. And I also understand, like, it probably started with one person being rude, because now I'm that person, not being rude, but I walk into an elevator or the gym or whatever, and I don't say hi to anyone, because I assume no one's going to say hi to me. So I've just accepted it, and the building is that now. But I've also gotten into weird altercations, and again, it's not really it's more that builders, they like to, like, it's a well-built building, but they like to skimp on costs. And so, for instance, the garbage room has a lot of issues because it doesn't fit. There's no garbage chute, for instance, and it doesn't fit. Oh, there's like a helicopter. You think the beach would be quiet and you think you would find peace at the beach, but you never do you? It's like there's so much noise pollution in a city, and it's actually quite cold today, which I mean, it is the winter. But for instance, yeah, the garbage, there's no garbage chute, so you have to go down to the garbage, and like, even the building people are rude. Like, they were like mad because people were leaving their garbage on the floor, but during the time when the garbage trucks would have taken the garbage bins out, so there were no bins to put the garbage in, and they were like, do not leave on the floor or you will be fined. And it's like, okay, so we don't have 24 access to garbage then when you take the anyway, I'm just randomly complaining about all these things. But all that to say, like, I've had these weird altercations. Like, in the garage, people get really mad because you're supposed to wait until the garage door closes for safety, so nobody comes in, but then people will honk at you behind even though they know that they're supposed to do that. You're supposed to wait for the door to come down. And then this morning, it's weird because I went down to the gym, and I try to be respectful, right? So I'm like, you know what, I'm not going to go down to the gym at a certain time because I know it's like high traffic elevator time. So I usually wait, but today, because I wanted to film, I was like, let's go do it now. I went into the elevator, and there was this lady, this lady, well, there's two ladies, but one lady was particularly rude, and I got in, she's like, I guess we're stopping at every floor. Which I was like, I guess we are, because I have to use the elevator. It's not a private elevator for you. And like the stairs are also, like, I like to take the stairs, but the stairs are locked. Like you cannot use the stairs except to go down to the main floor, because they don't want people going on to the second or third or fourth floor if you don't live on those floors. So it just makes the traffic really bad, and it makes people really grumpy. All I'm saying is, like, I think the building makes people grumpy. And that's what makes people rude. And I'm trying to be, this is just me trying to justify mean people. I don't know why I'm trying to do that. I'm not nice either. Like when that lady said something to me, I was like, I'm glad that I'm like only half awake right now, because y'all know I'm a bitch. Y'all know I'll say something. Do you have neighbor problems? Somebody once said, because like I also had issues with my neighbor 2 houses ago, which I actually lived in this old back house in LA for a long time, for about 5 years. And there were a lot of issues, I think, because first of all, my neighbors just like, they threw rager parties, even during COVID, like super spreaders. And also they had dogs that, there are people that believe dogs should just be in the backyard. Like they're more guard dogs. They're not really pets. So they just live in the backyard and they bark all the time, and they're not trained. They just bark. And I go absolutely insane. I cannot do that, right? So, but also, I don't know, are you all living in the place that you spent the pandemic? I mean, the pandemic's still going on and now there's new ones, but are you still living in the home that you spent quarantine in? Because that was part of it. I think I just went absolutely nuts, and I was like, I cannot do it. I have to leave just to get rid of these bad vibes and stuff. And so I did, and then I moved into that luxury apartment where that celebrity who got canceled for being racist towards Asians was violent towards me and everyone in the building, and scared me half to death while I was paying a lot of money, and nobody was checking in on me or protecting me. And then I moved to this new place that my mom owns, which I'm 42. I'm a grown-up living in my mom's apartment. But thank God for my mom. Like literally, I'm so thankful in this moment, because I don't know what else I would do. But now I'm living in this place where like my neighbors are really like curt and rude and snobby. And somebody once said, well, you know, if you've had this many problems with like 3 places, like maybe you're the only constant. But I disagree. I think humanity and the loss of compassion and empathy is the problem. How's it looking? I'm wondering if y'all watching this one going like, he crazy. You don't have to agree with me. But I just think sometimes neighbors can be hard. Do y'all have bad neighbors? Have you ever had a bad neighbor? Tell me so that I don't feel so alone. Because right now, I feel like I am crazy, and that I am the constant. Maybe it's not other people. I cannot wait to make this. I cannot wait to make this rabbit hat. And I also can't wait to get coffee and just continue on with my day. What I find funny about this beach, though, is that, you know what? There's a dog, right? But you're not supposed to have dogs. And there's like a big fine or whatever. But every time I've come here, like people just are here with their dogs, and I'm like, I think the fine says $10,000, y'all. I don't identify them. It doesn't matter. We're not doing that on this show. All we're doing is crafting and gabbing and listening to me complain like a middle-aged grumpy man that I am. And I am going to continue making this hat. Tell me what you're making, and please tell me if you've ever had bad neighbors, because I need to know. I need to know that I'm not the only one. And I also need to know where my craft sign is. I've already lost it, y'all. I've lost it. But okay, here we go. No, here we go. Are you ready? Here's the final song. Sing along with me. Thank you for watching. Craft Club, we're all gonna craft because it's Craft Club. You will craft and I will craft, and we'll all craft because it's Craft Club. be good to your neighbors, unless they're jerks.